All right, next shoe we got is a Nike Air Force One. It's in the black box, so you know it's a premium version of the Air Force One. It also has our RFID, and our QR code, so we got that. But this shoe supposedly celebrates Dennis Rodman, right? And we know the Worm was a Nike rep, and one of the greatest rebounders of all time. I really wanted him to get a bunch of rebounds so he could come back, and he said he was going to retire once he was able to run off the court butt naked. Nobody wanted to see that. I didn't want to see that. That's kind of suspect. All right, Air Force One 07 LV8. The color is white, university red, and black. The style code is CK6686-100. The SRP is only $100 for this premium version of the Air Force One, and I'm talking too much, so it's time to get to the shoe. And I'm not doing the UPC, so don't trip. It's a 9.5. I'm going to go ahead and do it. The 9.5 is a 193-153-044-004, and there's a 14 at the end. Now, on the inside of the box, always, man, inside of the Air Force One boxes, we always have a stamp, so that helps us a lot. And that stamp reads 0508-2019-08. And the paper always has the stars all over. And we open it up and get to it. And it's, why would this represent Dennis Rodman? Outside of the colors, if Nike's celebrating the Bulls, then the red and black trim makes perfect sense, right? The gold lace also makes perfect sense. How many championships does Dennis Rodman have? Does he have 6? He got 1 with the Spurs. He got 2 with the Pistons. Did he get 2 with the Pistons? And he got 3 with the Bulls. So I think he does have 6, man. Dennis Rodman's got a lot of rings, doesn't he? And he's definitely the greatest rebounder. As far as size is concerned, the greatest rebounder of all time. I can see Nike basketball and the stars going across on the tongue patch right there. And that is a tongue patch. It comes off. So I think there's going to be underneath, there's that kind of have a Nike day look to it with the swoosh for one of the eyes, and it's winking. And that makes a lot of sense, man. Dennis Rodman was the master of irritating other players, man. You're talking about a guy that got Shaq tied up, the Utah Jazz, Karl Malone. He took on the biggest adversaries, man. The dude was just an amazing player. And I can kind of see why this represents Dennis Rodman. He once had his hair dyed this way. These are not, that's not camouflage. Those are cheetah spots. Those are cheetah spots. And he did have his hair dyed in cheetah spots. The inside of the shoe isn't the same as a traditional Air Force One. This is more of a satin kind of inside, around the inside of the shoe. And you look at the heel, and you got this kind of jointed Nike logo. And it definitely feels like something that's an homage to Dennis Rodman. It's interesting, though, because I'm shaking this. If these are patches and they're removable, they did not include an extra set in the box. But, and I'm also not going to do the QR code on this shoe, but I will go in and look at the production dates since we have 05, 08, 2019. Production dates are 02, 06, 19 to 04, 15, 2019, 04, 15, 05, 08. It's less than 3 weeks. That's a good thing. These are removable on the tongue, and it is kind of a satin finish for your lining on the inside of the shoe. So let's go 360 and wrap up this Dennis Rodman Chicago Bulls inspired colorway with these gold Dubrays, man. Those look great. The shoe is solid. It's a really solid release. I wasn't looking at the camera at all. I'm really into looking at this shoe. I think it's a unique looking Air Force One. And I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is selling really well, which obviously it is. I have 3 pair. 2 of them are in the stack over there, boxes. And all 3 pair moved for above retail. So that tells you something. That people are looking at this shoe as something to grab and collect. It is a great looking model. And it will be interesting to see this kind of, you know what this looks like? The paint job on that looks like a custom shoe. And I think Nike does pick up a lot of details from guys that customize. But it is really cool homage to Dennis Rodman. He deserves it. Great guy, man. Very conflicted and, you know, had a lot of problems and issues. But the fact that Dennis Rodman is still alive, man, is amazing. If you know anything about his story, you got to celebrate the guy, man. He once sat in the parking lot with a loaded 12 gauge in his mouth. He's going to kill himself. And the fact that he's still here with us is amazing. Salute Dennis Rodman.